Most people think November means the end of the growing season, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Today, I'm going to show you 10 seeds you can sow right now that will give you a head start on spring, fresher harvests, and less work when the busy season arrives. These are seeds that actually prefer cold weather, need winter conditions to thrive, and will reward you with earlier, better crops than anything you plant in spring. If you're new here, welcome to Zero to Purpose, where we take simple, hands-on steps to live more creatively, sustainably, and intentionally. No fancy equipment, no complicated techniques, just practical gardening that fits into real life. Grab a tea, settle in, and let's begin. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to plant, how to do it, and why November is one of the best gardening months of the year. Item 1. Garlic. Garlic is one of the easiest and most rewarding crops you can plant in November. It needs cold weather to develop those full, flavorful bulbs you see at the market. Miss this window, and you'll be waiting until next fall. Cold temperatures trigger garlic to divide into individual cloves underground. Planting now gives the roots time to establish before winter, so when spring arrives, your garlic is already ahead. Here's how to plant it. Choose firm, healthy garlic bulbs from a garden center. Avoid supermarket garlic, which may not be suitable for planting. Break the bulb into individual cloves, keeping the papery skin on. Plant each clove pointy side up, about 2 inches deep and 6 inches apart in well-drained soil. Place them in a sunny spot. Water lightly after planting, then let winter rain do the rest. No feeding needed until spring. You'll harvest fresh garlic bulbs next June or July, enough to last you months. Homegrown garlic has more flavor than store-bought, and you'll save money every time you cook. Plant your largest cloves, they produce the biggest bulbs. Save smaller ones for cooking. Garlic asks very little from you, but gives back abundance. It's pest-resistant, low maintenance, and takes up minimal space. Even a small patch can yield dozens of bulbs that store beautifully through autumn. Item 2. Broad beans. Broad beans are incredibly cold hardy and can survive harsh winter weather. They're one of the few crops that actually prefer being planted in November. These beans develop strong root systems over winter, which means they'll produce an early summer harvest before most other crops. They also add nitrogen back into the soil, improving it for future plants. Here's the simple process. You'll need broad bean seeds and a sunny patch of garden. No special equipment required. Sow seeds directly into the soil, about 2 inches deep and 8 inches apart. You can plant them in rows or blocks depending on your space. Water after planting, then leave them alone. They don't need much attention until spring. You'll be harvesting tender beans in late spring while others are just planting theirs. They're delicious fresh and you can freeze extras for months. If you live in a very cold area, cover young plants with cloches for extra protection. Broad beans are also beautiful plants with striking black and white flowers that attract pollinators to your garden. The young shoots are edible too, perfect in salads or stir-fries. This is a crop that works hard for you, enriching your soil while producing food. It's forgiving, versatile, and ideal for beginners. One planting in November can feed you well into summer. Item 3. Spinach. Spinach is a nutritional powerhouse that thrives in cool weather. November planting means you can harvest greens all winter long, even when grocery store prices are high. Spinach seeds germinate better in cooler soil temperatures. The cold weather actually makes the leaves sweeter and more tender. Here's how to grow it. Get spinach seeds and prepare a spot with loose, well-drained soil. A container works just as well as a garden bed. Scatter seeds thinly, about 1/2 inch deep, and cover lightly with soil. Water gently. Keep soil slightly moist. Once seedlings appear, thin them to about 3 inches apart. This gives each plant room to develop full leaves. Fresh spinach for salads, smoothies, and cooking throughout winter and early spring. It's one of the most versatile greens you can grow. Plant in a spot that gets morning sun but afternoon shade. This prevents bolting, which is when the plant goes to seed prematurely. Spinach is packed with iron, vitamins, and antioxidants. A handful in your morning smoothie or evening salad makes a real difference to your health. It regrows after cutting, so one planting can give multiple harvests. Pick outer leaves first and the center keeps producing. This is fresh food at its finest, picked minutes before you eat it, with flavor that supermarket spinach can never match. Item 4. Kale. Kale is perhaps the toughest winter vegetable you can grow. It can survive temperatures well below freezing and actually tastes better after a frost. The bumpy, curly leaves of kale are designed to resist cold damage. Frost converts starches in the leaves to sugars, making them sweeter and less bitter. Here's the planting process. Choose a kale variety like winterbore or darkybore for best cold tolerance. You'll need seeds or small transplants. Plant seeds a 1/4 inch deep or transplant seedlings 12 inches apart in nutrient-rich soil. Water regularly until established. Remove any yellowing lower leaves as the plant grows. You'll have fresh greens to pick all winter, even in snow. One plant produces for months, and kale is packed with vitamins A, C, and K. Harvest outer leaves first and leave the center growing. The plant will keep producing. Kale is incredibly versatile in the kitchen. Use it in soups, smoothies, salads, or simply sautéed with garlic. The flavor improves dramatically after frost, losing that bitter edge and developing a mild, almost sweet taste. Kale also stands proud in the garden when everything else has died back. It's a reminder that growth continues even in the coldest months. This vegetable rewards patience and gives you continuous harvests when you need fresh food most. One November planting can carry you through to spring. Item 5. Lettuce. November. Sown lettuce gives you fresh salad greens when most gardens are empty. It's fast-growing and easy, even for complete beginners. Lettuce prefers cooler temperatures and will bolt in summer heat. Planting now means tender, crisp leaves without bitterness. Here's what to do. Choose winter-hardy varieties like all the year round or winter density. Seeds are tiny, so handle carefully. Sow thinly in rows about a 1/4 inch deep and 12 inches apart. Cover lightly with fine soil. Thin seedlings to 6 inches apart once they're large enough to handle. Protect with cloches in very cold weather. Fresh lettuce in 6 to 8 weeks, with continuous harvests if you sow every couple of weeks. No more wilted, expensive supermarket salad. Mix different lettuce varieties for color and texture variety in your winter salads. Red leaf, green leaf, butterhead, and romaine all grow well in November. Lettuce needs consistent moisture, but not waterlogged soil. Water in the morning so leaves dry before evening. This prevents disease and keeps plants healthy. The satisfaction of cutting your own salad greens in January is unmatched. It's fresh, crisp, and full of life. Lettuce planted now will be ready when you need it most, during those dark winter months when fresh vegetables feel like a luxury. This is simple gardening that delivers real results. Item 6. Peas. November planted peas give you the earliest harvest possible, often by late spring. Winter-hardy varieties like Meteor can survive frost and snow. Peas planted now establish roots during winter dormancy, then shoot up the moment temperatures warm. This means harvests weeks before spring-planted peas. Here's the method. Choose first early or overwintering pea varieties specifically bred for autumn sowing. Sow seeds about 2 inches deep and 2 inches apart in rows 30 inches apart. Plant in full sun with good drainage. Water lightly after planting. No need to water again until spring unless soil is very dry. Sweet, crunchy peas ready to pick in May when store-bought versions are expensive. Fresh peas taste completely different from frozen ones. Soak seeds in water overnight before planting to speed up germination. Peas are also nitrogen fixers, meaning they improve your soil while they grow. Their roots host beneficial bacteria that capture nitrogen from the air and make it available to other plants. When you're done harvesting, cut plants at ground level and leave roots in the soil. They'll break down and feed your next crop. Peas need support as they grow, so plan to add stakes or netting in spring. The young shoots and tendrils are edible too, adding a sweet pea flavor to salads. This is a crop that gives generously and asks for very little in return. Item 7. Onions and shallots. Onion sets planted in November will be ready to harvest by early summer. Shallots are even easier and more cold tolerant. These alliums need a long growing season to develop full-sized bulbs. November planting gives them months to establish before their main growth spurt in spring. Here's what to do. Buy onion or shallot sets, which are small bulbs from a garden center. They're more reliable than seeds for beginners. Push each set into loose soil so just the tip shows above ground, spacing them 6 inches apart. Plant in rows 12 inches apart. Water after planting, then let winter weather do the work. Weed around them in early spring. A summer harvest of fresh onions and shallots that store for months. You'll use them in almost every meal. If birds pull up your sets, just push them back in gently. They'll be fine. Onions and shallots are fundamental to so many dishes. Having your own supply means you're never without this kitchen essential. They store beautifully in a cool, dry place, often lasting until the next harvest. The flavor of homegrown alliums is sharper and more complex than store-bought. Shallots in particular have a delicate, sweet flavor that elevates simple dishes. Plant them now and forget about them until spring. They'll quietly grow beneath the soil, building strength for an abundant summer harvest. This is food security in its simplest form. Item 8. Microgreens. Microgreens are nutrient-dense baby greens you can grow indoors on a windowsill. They're perfect for November because they don't need outdoor space or warm weather. These greens are harvested as seedlings, so they're ready in just 7 to 14 days. They pack intense flavor and nutrition into tiny leaves. Here's the process. Get seeds like mustard, cress, or radish. They're easiest for beginners. You'll need a shallow tray and some potting soil. Spread soil in the tray, scatter seeds densely on top, and cover with a thin layer of soil. Mist with water. Keep soil moist and place in a bright spot. Harvest with scissors when leaves appear. Fresh greens for salads, sandwiches, and garnishes year-round, no matter the weather outside. One tray keeps producing if you sow weekly. Rotate multiple trays so you always have fresh greens ready. Microgreens are incredibly nutritious, often containing higher concentrations of vitamins and minerals than mature plants. They add color, texture, and intense flavor to any dish. A handful scattered over soup, eggs, or a sandwich transforms the meal. You can grow them year-round with no special equipment. Just a sunny windowsill and a few minutes of care. This is perfect for anyone with limited space or mobility. The greens come to you, no bending or heavy digging required. Fast, easy, and endlessly rewarding. Item 9. Pak choi. Pak choi is a fast-growing Asian green that loves cool weather. It's tender, versatile, and perfect for stir-fries and soups. This vegetable matures quickly in cold conditions and won't bolt like it does in summer heat. November sowing gives you harvests in just 6 to 8 weeks. Here's how to plant. Seeds can be sown directly in the garden or in containers. Pak choi doesn't need much space. Sow seeds 1/2 inch deep and 6 inches apart in rows. Choose a spot with partial shade. Keep soil moist but not waterlogged. Thin seedlings if they're crowded. Fresh, crisp greens in winter when other vegetables are scarce. Pak choi is mild-flavored and works in dozens of recipes. Harvest when heads are young and tender. They're sweetest at this stage. Pak choi has a delicate crunch and subtle sweetness that works beautifully in both raw and cooked dishes. The white stems stay crisp even after cooking, while the dark green leaves become silky and tender. It's rich in vitamin C and K, along with folate and antioxidants. This is a vegetable that brings restaurant-quality ingredients to your home kitchen. It grows fast, tastes excellent, and adds variety to your winter meals. You can also harvest baby leaves for salads if you prefer. Pak choi is forgiving and productive, ideal for November planting. One small packet of seeds can keep you supplied for months. Item 10. Radishes. Radishes are one of the fastest vegetables you can grow, ready in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. They thrive in cool weather and grow well in small spaces. Cold temperatures make radishes crisp and less spicy. They're so quick-growing that you can harvest multiple batches before spring. Here's what to do. Radish seeds are large and easy to handle, perfect for beginners. They grow well in pots or garden beds. Sow seeds 1/2 inch deep and 1 inch apart in rows or scatter them in a container. Water well after sowing. Keep soil consistently moist for best flavor. Thin seedlings to 2 inches apart for larger roots. Fresh, crunchy radishes in less than a month. They add color and crunch to winter salads and are packed with vitamin C. Sow small batches every 2 weeks for a continuous supply all winter. Radishes are also excellent for loosening compacted soil. Their strong taproots break through hard earth, making it easier for other plants to grow later. The leaves are edible too, excellent in soups or sautéed like spinach. Radishes come in many colors, from classic red to purple, white, and even black. They're peppery when raw, mellow when roasted. This is instant gratification gardening. Plant today, harvest next month. Perfect for keeping enthusiasm high during the quieter gardening months. Quick, easy, and endlessly satisfying. If this is inspiring some ideas for you, tap the like button so more people can find it. And tell me in the comments, which one are you excited to try first? Are you going for quick radishes or are you planning ahead with garlic? I love seeing what you're working on and I read every comment. Your experiences help other viewers too, so don't be shy. Share what's working in your garden, what challenges you're facing, and what you're learning. We're all in this together, growing our way toward a more purposeful life. Bonus tip. Here's the thing most people overlook. November is actually better than spring for many seeds. Cold stratification is nature's way of breaking seed dormancy. Seeds that sit through winter cold and moisture wake up stronger and germinate more reliably in spring. You're working with nature's rhythm, not against it. This means less effort, better germination rates, and earlier harvests. November sowing also frees up your time in the busy spring season, so you can focus on other tasks when everything else needs attention. But there's something deeper happening here too. When you plant in November, you're practicing patience and trust. You're putting seeds into cold ground with faith that they'll wake up when the time is right. There's no instant gratification, no immediate results. Just quiet growth happening beneath the surface. This mirrors so much of life. The most meaningful things often develop slowly, out of sight, while we wait and tend and hope. November planning teaches us that dormancy isn't death. It's preparation. Those seeds aren't doing nothing. They're absorbing moisture, softening their coats, sensing temperature changes, waiting for the perfect moment to burst into life. And when they do, they're stronger for the wait. So plant these seeds not just for the harvest, but for what the process teaches you. About timing, about seasons, about the wisdom of working with natural cycles instead of fighting them. This is why gardening matters. It connects us to rhythms larger than ourselves and reminds us that growth happens even when we can't see it. So no matter your space, your tools, or your experience, you can start where you are and build from there. November isn't the end of growing. It's the beginning of next year's abundance. These 10 seeds are your gateway to fresh food, purposeful work, and connection to the seasons. Pick one idea from today and try it this week. Let it teach you something about patience, timing, and working with the earth instead of against it. Start with just one tray of microgreens on your windowsill, or one row of garlic in the garden. Small steps lead to big harvests. Drop a comment and tell me what you're starting with. I'd love to hear what resonates with you, what questions you have, and what you're planning to plant this November. Your stories inspire other viewers and build this community into something real. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and join us here at Zero to Purpose, where we grow life one simple project at a time. We're building something meaningful together, a community of people who believe that simple, intentional actions create rich, purposeful lives. Every video is designed to give you practical steps you can take today. Thanks for being here, for showing up, for caring about growing your own food and living with more intention. See you in the next one.